Bryan, what's the overriding feeling? What a dramatic end to that game.
Yeah, that was a big drama. But yeah, at the end we managed to come back in the game, and yeah, as I said, if we can't win, don't lose.
Tottenham made substitutions, which ultimately changed something for them. What did it feel like out there for United at that moment in time?
Yeah, we knew that it's going to be hard in the second half. Obviously, they was going to push. But since before the first goal we conceded, I think we played a very good game, very solid. So I think we still have to work a bit on the goals we conceded.
Richarlison scores. It's looking likely at that point that's the winner. But what's the conversation out on the pitch amongst you all?
Yeah, I tried to talk to the guys and told them to stay in the game because it's still 5 minutes to go, and we know in a football game everything can happen. And I think we all are very strong mentally right now to come back, and that's what we've done. Well,
you're 5 unbeaten now. Has that mentality come from this run that you've come on? Has something feel like it's changed?
Yeah, I think it built the confidence, obviously. When we don't lose, it's always easier on the pitch, outside the pitch, in the training ground. So everyone is enjoying a lot, and yeah, we're going to try to build this on as long as possible.
And look, another goal for you out there tonight. You're just enjoying life at Manchester United. You look like you're playing and having fun.
Yeah, obviously it's a lovely place to play, to develop, and I've got great teammates who are helping me, obviously, and yeah, I think everyone is working really hard, and I think it makes the job for everyone easier.
Lovely. Bryan, thank you. Well done.
Thank you very much.
It's a point. How do you view it?
In the end, if you see the game, I think during the game you feel that the 3 points were there to take the 3 points home, but then with everything that happened, with Harry has to come out, Casemiro has to come out, Ben suffered 2 goals again in the short period of time, but to manage to score again, so it's a point. When you cannot win, you don't lose the game, and once again we managed to do that. But if you look to the game and if you feel the environment, we have so much to grow as a team, because today was our day to win this game.
Tottenham came and made some substitutions at half-time. What sort of changed for them to get back in the game to get the 2 goals for you?
I think it's more we need to look at ourselves. We were not pressing with the same intensity. We allowed because we felt comfortable. But we need to understand that, but to feel also that if we have a little bit more bravery, we can kill this game. But sometimes it's like that. You have a first half better than the second.
But the mentality is clearly there, because at the end it looked like Richarlison was going to score the winner, but then De Ligt still had the opportunity.
Yeah, I think is the positive point, is that they managed to push forward, to understand with less one player is to push the ball to the final third, trying to win a corner. We did that, and then we believe in our capacity to score goals until the last minute, and we did that.
I wanted to ask you about Sene Lammers. A couple of really great saves today from close range. In the very opening minute of the game, it looked like he just took his eye off the ball and it rolled under, but that didn't affect him, and it could have done. What do you sense about his mentality and how he's settling?
He's doing really well. He's a very adult, and he understands that in a game a lot of things can happen, but especially for a goalkeeper, you need to move on for anything that happened in the last minute. So it's like a new game every time the ball is on the pitch. I think with the 23 years old, he understands that quite well.
Benjamin Šeško came off. Is he injured himself?
We have to see, but maybe I think he has a problem, but let's see.
And as we go into the international break, what's sort of your assessment? What's your feeling?
We need, it's a little bit frustration, but also a little bit pride of the response of the players after the second goal of Tottenham. Then to look at the team, I understand that this is just the tip of iceberg. So we are just in the beginning of becoming a very strong team. So we have a lot to do, and we are going to work with the guys that are not going to the national team, and we are going to evaluate everything, trying to see also games from the kids. So try to use this space to on evolution of our club, not just the first team.
Ruben, thank you very much.
First goal of the season, what a time to get it.
Yeah, I think it was on the right time. Luckily we got a point here. I think we deserved more the way we played. Maybe the second half, I felt like we were a little bit tired, especially in the beginning. We didn't really get the chance to get out of our half. And then obviously it's waiting until they have that. I mean, the first goal, I think it's a little bit lucky. I blocked the ball, it goes in. Yeah, it's a difficult situation. I'm a little bit upset about that, but in the end I'm really proud of the team, how we fought back, and in the end get a point in a quite a difficult stadium.
Look, were you a little bit shell-shocked to go 2-1 down, that Richarlison goal, and then you've got a couple of minutes, but what does that show about this United that you still found a way?
Well, I think it's the same as last week. I mean, last year we lost against Forest 1-0, last season we lost against Tottenham 1-0, and today and also last week you see that we still have the fire in our belly to get a point, to get a goal. Even with 10 men, and that way I'm really proud of the team. And yeah, the season is long, so in the end, if you don't lose these kind of games, it's always more important than how to say, drawing is more important than losing. So it's fine.
Well, look, it's 5 unbeaten now this season for you guys under Amorim. What has been the turning point?
Well, I think also today you saw we are really dangerous for opponents. I mean, we have a lot of speed in the front. We're really stable. We know our strengths also well. We utilize them also well. I think today even we had a lot of more opportunities to get in behind them because they are vulnerable in this. But yeah, I think we played a good game, and I think we could deserve a little bit more.
Yes, thanks so much for talking to us.
And yeah, you've got to get results, but he is doing the right things. He's aware of the stat of keeping academy players over a certain amount of time. He's talking there about going to watch the youth teams, younger players, to create the first team, but create a football club as well. And I think that is, if I'm a fan, I think that is a positive aspect. There are managers who have come in previous seasons that completely concentrated on the first team and disregarded a lot of what's been built before. I think he does have that mentality about him, that he does want to be here for a long time, and he obviously need results, but he wants to build a football club, not just a first team.
And that goal from Richarlison must have been an absolute sickener. But how important was it that they didn't lose this game, Owen, given the run of fixtures that they've got coming up? Streak going.
Yeah, that's a great point, Lindsay. Last season they would have lost this game, and to be fair, it was a game they probably should have won. You know, they had comfortable control of it, and then they probably just dropped a little too deep. You got to credit Spurs as well. They pushed bodies forward, got bodies in the box, and kept crossing it. But I thought United, obviously, when Harry Maguire went off and Casemiro went off, and then Benjamin Sesko, they lost a little bit of that control that they had. But I think he'll be happy with the sense that they, to get a goal late in the game. They're still in a deep position. There's no European football, and if you look at the fixtures coming up, they're Everton, Palace, West Ham, Wolves. After those they'll be second. I think, and they'll be in a position where they can strike. And I think if you look at that with no European football, Lindsay, Man United will finish in the top 4. That's my opinion.
4 out of the game in a difficult circumstances would prove that wrong.
There'd only been 3 shots on target up until Mathys Tel got the equaliser for Spurs in the second half. That substitution didn't go down very well, Owen, but with just his second touch, scored a brilliant goal.
Yeah, whether it was about Javi Simons or Tel, but the fans weren't happy. They hadn't created much from that point, but actually, once he came on, and Odegaard, he's the one who receives the ball in the half turn there, and Udogie as well. That left side was completely transformed, and they created loads of opportunities. I think it's the most crosses they've ever had in a Premier League game into the box. But I just thought, Crouchy, this left-hand side, there was a little bit more positive and energy getting at Manchester United.
A hell of a lot more urgency. Odegaard, especially, when he was facing Ahmad, he definitely had the beating of him. And you have to say it was a great finish. Took a slight nick here, but the first touch kind of sets it up from Tel. And obviously has a swipe at it. The touch from De Ligt just takes it away from the goalkeeper.
And big celebrations from Thomas Frank. All three subs involved as well. We're giving him a lot of praise at that point for the impact of those subs, Crouchy.
Well, it's a sweet feeling, I think, certainly when the crowd may be on your back for some of the celebration, for some of the substitutions, and then you manage to get the positive result and outcome, and they're more contributing as well.
And then they just built from that to the point where Richarlison thought he'd won the game for them. The celebration certainly said that he thought he'd won it.
But you know what, Linz? They had loads of bodies in the box, obviously, for that first goal. And then, obviously, here, they just do really well. But Richarlison, it's such a clever header, Crouchy, isn't it? You see on this angle, Ugarte, he gets in there deep and he can't get out. He just doesn't have time. That's why Richarlison's onside. Obviously, they're going for the shot. But the header, Crouchy, from Richarlison is great.
He needed that, Richarlison. He had a difficult afternoon, I thought, today. But that was his moment. It was a fantastic flick of the head, great finish. But I thought he had a difficult game. But the relief of that moment, I've been in those situations where you probably haven't had the best of the game. It's not really gone for you, and you feel like you've scored the winner, and that is a special moment.
Have you celebrated like that when you've thought you won it and then regretted it when you didn't take all 3 points?
Shirt off Linz would have been not just a yellow, so I'll refrain from that one in my career.
That was the 91st minute, Owen, but in the 96th, Matthijs de Ligt with an equaliser for Manchester United. And this is a pattern now from the last 2 games where they've gone behind but then come back to take a point. So is that progress?
Yeah, brilliant reaction. Obviously, I think it's Brennan Johnson. He's marking De Ligt and he just loses sight of him. I mean, we've seen that deeper ball on set pieces be such a feature this season. It's a great ball and it's a fabulous header from De Ligt, obviously at the death. I think in the end, it's 2-2 is probably a fair result. Can Vicario maybe be outside his post that he could probably save that? Once he touches a Crouch, he's in the goal. But I thought in the end that was probably a fair result.
It's his first goal of the season, but how important has he been for them defensively this season? Yeah,
it's been important. Definitely, I think Luke Shaw in there has been fantastic as well, and obviously a young goalkeeper coming in as well. I think that's been important for them as well. I think Casemiro again being a protection, but listen, there was some bad moments for both sides today, but some good moments, and I think overall going into it, I think they'll be happy with the draw.
How will this go down, do you think, with Spurs fans? Because that puts them up to 3rd, but having had the euphoria of that Richarlison goal.
Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United shared the spoils in a dramatic 2-2 draw at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, a match that had fans on the edge of their seats until the final whistle. United struck first in the 32nd minute when Bryan Mbeumo headed home from an Amad Diallo cross, giving the visitors a deserved lead. For much of the game, Tottenham looked flat, their attack lacking bite, until substitute Mathys Tel changed everything. With just 6 minutes left, Tel smashed home the equaliser, igniting the home crowd. Then chaos unfolded. In stoppage time, Richarlison headed in a perfect cross to make it 2-1, sending Spurs fans into wild celebration. But the joy didn't last. Deep into added time, Bruno Fernandes whipped in a corner, and Matthijs de Ligt rose highest to bury a powerful header, rescuing a point for United in the 96th minute. Both sides will feel mixed emotions. Tottenham heartbroken after thinking they'd won it, United relieved after saving themselves at the death. It was a match full of drama, emotion, and pure Premier League passion. The kind of night that reminds us why we love football.